Okay, so welcome to this fundamental analysis class. Now, this is forexfactory.com. You just need to go to Forex Factory on your browser. When you get there, you're going to see it like this. Okay, is there anything you need to know on the website? Okay, let's scroll down to the website. Scroll down. When you scroll down to the website, you are going to see something that is amazing here, and that will tell you where we are in the forex time, the global forex clock. Okay, you are going to see which session that is currently open. What session are we on? Okay, so you get to see that right now this is 8 p.m. in Nigeria time, and that is the 8 p.m. you can see here. Okay, so the 8 p.m. you see here is the 8 p.m. that you are seeing here. Okay, so this is Nigeria time. Okay, so that 8 p.m. is telling you that we are currently on what session? We are currently on the New York session. So that is something you need to take note of. Okay, you can, if your time is not really correct, you can change your time from, I think from here, you tap on the clock, the time, it will load. You tap on the time, it will load. So from here you can change your time. So you see my it's on West Africa time, GMT plus 01, which I think that is the correct one that it should be. Okay, West Central Africa. So in case your time is not really correct, come here and change it. Time format, leave it as AM/PM. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Let's go back to the home page, forexfactory.com. Now, when you get there to the home page, what you are seeing is so many things. You see the scanner. You can go on YouTube and watch about this particular Forex Factory news and learn about it. You can see some other stories, some other news. Okay, yeah. You can see some forums. These are discussions by forex traders, people coming to talk about a particular issue. Okay, and the most important thing is if you're dealing on fundamental analysis, you can go through the news and read the news. Like this news is 4 hours ago. You can read the news and get insight of what is going on. Like this is a news, very important news. So you can read through, but most of us sometimes we don't know how to read, and we don't. Some of us don't even like reading. Okay, we just want to know what's going on in the market. But if you actually read, you're going to get in-depth information of what's going on in the market. But personally, I really don't read. Okay, I just come here, and I think this is the calendar. I think if you click on this calendar, it will bring you to the same place. Okay, it's going to give you just this part. Let's click on it. Let me see, so as to be sure of it. Okay, so that is it. So it gives you this. Now the calendar gives you, if you click on the calendar that is up here, it gives you the calendar for last week and um today and the future that is coming. Okay, but if you're on the home page will just show you the calendar for today. Okay, the home page will just show you the calendar for today, as at when I'm doing this video on Thursday 14th. Okay, it will just give you the calendar. Now that is what concerns you for the day. For example, you want to trade today, you want to check out what's going on the forex market. So when you come here, one thing you need to do is concern yourself with, or do not concern yourself with news like these ones. Okay, what can you see there? You can see that the color of that news is yellow. Okay, there's another one that will be like gray color. Don't concern yourself with it. Concern yourself with news showing red. Okay, news showing you what? Red. Like all these are important news that will affect this particular currency pair. Okay, now taking US dollar for example, if for example this is US dollar, okay, this is US dollar. Now, if the news is positive, if the news is positive, it means the price of US dollar is going to go up. So what it means is you want to go buy currency pair that US dollar is the base currency. Example, USD JPY. Okay, and that is it. That is it. So, for example, this one GBP. If the news is positive, you want to go buy. You want to go take a buy trade on news on our currency pair that the base currency is GBP. Okay, but how do you know if the news is positive or if the news is negative? Now, I want to show you a news. For example, let's work with this particular one. The reason I'm working with this particular one is because this news has not happened. This news is going to happen 11 p.m. and this is 8:30 p.m. Okay, so what do you do? Just click on this one, tap on it. So let me tap on it. You see, when I tap on it, the first thing you're going to see is the previous. That's the previous data for that particular news. What's there? That is 47.7. Now there is no forecast. Usually there will be a forecast here. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, no data there. What do I do? What do I do? Let's I'm coming. Let me go to calendar. Let me see the news for tomorrow. If there's any forecast for tomorrow. Today is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So tomorrow will be Friday. Tomorrow will be Friday. So this is the news for today. So the news for tomorrow is this Friday, December 15th. Okay, so let me tap on one of them. Okay, you see now for the news for tomorrow, this is I'm coming. You see, this is the previous. So you see forecast. Tomorrow has not happened yet. Oh, tomorrow has not happened. This is today's news. Okay, today. Okay, today. Today. Okay, and this is tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. So tomorrow, like this, has not happened yet. But then, what can you see? That there is already the previous data for last month in this particular news, industrial production. Okay, this is the previous data. Now, the current data has not yet been made available. The current data will be made available when the news will be read or when the news will come out tomorrow 3 a.m. Then before the current data will come out, what you can see is forecast. Forecast is based on analysis by professionals. They analyze the entire data that is available to them and try to see what will the news be, okay, based on their own analysis. So this is the previous 4.6. Now, based on analysis, the forecast is that the the news for tomorrow will come out what? Positive, meaning it is above the previous. When it is above the previous, it is positive. When the number here is above the previous, it means it is positive. Now, this is just a forecast to let you and I know what to expect of the markets. But by 3 a.m., the main news will happen. And when the main news happen, the actual data will be printed here. The actual data may be below the previous or above the previous. It doesn't really matter if it is above the forecast. Most times, it will be what is at the forecast or it will be in line with the forecast. Like the forecast is above the previous. So most times, the actual news will be above the previous, just like the forecast is saying. But sometimes the actual news will be against the forecast. Like the actual news may not go below even the previous, but that is it. So what I'm trying to tell you, let's go back to today's news. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is what? There is a previous number, there is a forecast number, and there is a what? An actual number. These are what you use to determine the news. Now, looking at this news, you say this is a positive news. That's why it comes out as green. This is positive. This is negative, coming out as red. Now, when we tap on it, we're going to see something. Let's tap on it. Okay, it's loading. Let's allow it to load and tap on it. Okay, so it has loaded. So these ones you see with black, it means like the figures is the same with the previous. So the news is just like the market is likely to be stable. The news might not affect the market because the previous is, let's say for example, 7, the Ashwa is 7, so it's going to be on the black color. Like if we check this one now, you see that the previous is what 4.50, the forecast is 4.50, and the Ashwa is what 4.50. So that is why it came out what as black. Now something like this ones, okay, this US dollar, let's check it out. You see that the news is positive for the US dollar. So let's check the unemployment claim. You see that the previous is what 0.6. Okay, 0.6, actually minus 0.6. So the forecast is minus 0.7, and the actual is what minus 0.4. So we can see that the number is actually going down. So the number is actually going down. So you might want to ask, why is this news positive? If you are a mathematics student, you will understand this, that because of the minus before the number, the lower the number, the positive it becomes. But let's ignore that one. Let's do something else so that you get to understand. So you see this one here. Let's go for this. Okay, this one here, the previous is what 0.2, the forecast is this, and the actual is this. So the actual is above the what, above the previous was even very 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 low, minus 0.2, while the actual is even a plus 0.3. So that is a positive news. If we check this other one, the same. Okay, this other one, I think, okay, the same thing, positive plus 0.2 is the actual, and the previous is 0.0. So you see that these news are positive. Just accept this one. This one is 21, 221. The forecast is 219, and the the actual is 202, which is below the previous. But you see that it came out as green, meaning that the number itself, okay, though it was lower than the previous, it is also seen as positive. Okay, so that is it. But most times, when you see that the number is lower than this, it means that the news is what is negative. But even if we were to judge this one to be negative, okay, that the news is negative, remember that on this particular time 2:30 when the news came out, on this particular time 2:30, I'm coming, okay, 2:30 when the news came out, we have about 1, 2, 3 different news on US dollar. So among the three US dollar news, this was positive, this was positive, okay, this was negative, positive, and this is positive. So you look at this overall, what will you say about the news? If this is positive, this is positive, and this is negative, overall you can judge the news to be what? To be positive. But looking at the figures here, we get to see that all the news is what? Is positive. Green, 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 positive. So what do you do for US dollar? You go buy any US dollar pair like USDJPY. Okay, and that is it. That is it. So this is how you read fundamental news. So in that instance where you are buying this news, you might want to be trying to look into selling pairs like Euro USD, okay, where US dollar is the quote currency, but then also confirm what is going on the Euro market, or if there is a Euro news, okay, if there's a Euro news, if there's no news on the Euro, you might want to go and sell market like this if the dollar news is positive. Okay. Then one more thing, you need to understand that when you see these are like I told you, do not go for don't concern yourself with news with yellow or news with gray color. Concern yourself with news with red. What it means is that these are high impact news that have the power to impact on the market. Okay, news that have the power to impact on the market. So this is how I trade the news. Okay, this is how I trade the news. This is how I check the news. Um, graph. Let me check this and show you something there. Positive. Okay. Let's check this other one. Second one should be positive. Okay. And the last one, uh, positive. Let's check if it's positive. Okay. So something else I also want to look is, when you tap on each of these news, okay, when you tap on each of these news, you're going to see a graph here. You want to open the graph. Okay, I mean this graph. You want to tap on it to open it. When you open it, you want to check where the histogram is. Is the histogram above the zero line? If yes, the positive news. If it's below the zero line, negative news. It's something you want to also look at. Let's go for the second one. Let's check the graph for the second one. You see that it's also what? Positive. So you can expand it and screw. So you see that the last histogram there is what's above the zero line, meaning that the news is likely to be a positive news. Okay, so that's what I also look at sometimes, but I don't really look at that most times. I just look at the figures and read based on the figures I'm seeing here. So thank you very much.